Give me a 1, 2, hippity hoppity dippity doppity.
Woo.
Give me your best rap.
Rap?
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while. You want me to beatbox again?
I mean, I need just some lettuce, probably tomato.
No, I mean like rap, like lyrical rap.
I don't know how to rap. I'm not a rapper.
Okay, well, if I do a beat, will you?
Huh?
If I do a beat, will you give us another rap?
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I broke up with my girl. Here's her number. Psych. That's the wrong number. Super hot fire.
Yep. Super hot fire.
That shit was funny. What's up, bro?
I mean, I'm just a little emotional.
From?
I just been thinking about it. Like I kind of just I want to get people. I want to get more people into video games. You know what I mean?
How we could do that?
I don't know. Maybe just recommend some new games for some new gamers. Like that's the episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit. What do you think?
I think so. That's
okay.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the latest episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. I am your host, Justin. Alongside me, my other host, Pedro Madeira. And we have a... I don't know. I always throw that in there. I don't know why. Madeira. But we have a brand new episode for you, ladies and gentlemen, recommending games for new gamers.
Hell yeah.
Or for beginners.
Same shit.
Same shit, different title.
Different title.
What?
Different title.
Different title. You got a little southern in there. A little southern in Pedro. Yeah. You're from the South. You would lynch
I am not from the South.
Technically, you are. You're from PR, right? Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It's the South.
We literally live in the same hemisphere.
Yes, but you're down south.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Why is South America called South America?
Because they live in the South.
It's South.
It's South.
Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba.
It's
all
North
South.
America.
What?
It's North America.
You mean it's not a country? Could you imagine? You know, people actually think that it's a country, or it's not a U.S. It's like a state or something like that. You know that?
North America?
No. Puerto Rico.
Oh, for real?
It's a U.S. territory for those of you who don't know.
But, yeah.
But people think it's its own like country.
Yeah, but that's because
why?
Puerto Ricans. I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, come on, Puerto Rico. It's like Puerto Ricans are just something else.
Go ahead. Say what you need to say. Take your shirt off. Say what you need to say.
I mean, we're not a country, but
we
think we're a country.
Act like it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I feel and I feel like come on, in the Olympics, we have our own quote unquote country. We don't play for America. We don't compete for America. We compete for Puerto Rico. Well, dude, that's insane.
Yeah,
like
it's funny though because it's like Puerto Rico. Sometimes Puerto Rico wants to consider itself a country in like that circumstance, but when it comes to like having its own rules and regulations and being considered like a part of the United States, with nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
It's so backhanded. It's like, dude, you got to pick one. Either you want to be the part of the United States as like a country, or you want to just be an island. And that's
dude, that's a big deal in PR.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, I bet.
But this has nothing to do with recommending games for a new game.
No, it doesn't. This is teaching you a little bit about cultural politics.
There you go.
So, I guess we gotta like the best way to kind of start this off, I think, is like you gotta know your genre, your jam, your steez. Like you gotta know what you like in a game, right?
Especially if you're a beginner.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't know what you really like. I feel like there's gonna be a genre that you're gonna stick with. And
a what?
A genre. I don't know, bro. I'm having trouble.
Genre.
Is it genre? Genre.
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 John. Like Jean Joe.
John.
Yeah. Genre. Not genre.
Genre.
It's not spelled that way, but that's how you say it.
It's very weird.
Yeah, that's not. I don't accept that as my English.
That is your English.
Nope. I disregard it.
But I'm saying, like, there's one that you're gonna stick with. I mean, obviously you're gonna explore it into multiple ones, but there's generally one that you're gonna stick with for the most part.
Yeah, but if you figure out, like, if you really like a certain game, chances are you will like other games that are in that type of genre.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you can kind of like, if maybe you get into another game that is like, it's a mixture of two different genres,
Right.
and you really like that one too, then maybe you can start branching yourself out into another genre. But that's a later point. So let's list off some genres.
What is your genre?
My genre, bro, it's anything that I vibe with.
Like, okay, if you had to stick with one,
if I had to stick with
like,
a genre,
what was the one that drove you to explore more?
damn.
Like, damn, I want to play more. I want to play more games.
I would say the genre that I play the majority of, probably single player.
Yeah, but what type of single player?
Probably action adventure. Like I'm thinking like I'm thinking of like Ratchet and Clank. I'm thinking Uncharted, Resident Evil,
Horizon
type of vibe.
Creed.
God of War type of vibe. Yeah,
I love those games still. Tomb Raider. There's so
Tomb
many.
Raider.
There's so many.
There's so many action adventure games. It's like it's insane. So we're like, I can list off a few genres. You can list off a few genres, and then we can kind of like describe what those are. Like we'll list them off and then describe what they are.
Okay,
sounds good. So you have platformers. You have, like we said, action adventure. You have side scrollers. You have racing. You have fighting.
Yes. You have FPS, first person shooters.
Right.
You have sandboxes.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff to
There's
choose
so many
from.
just like movies, you have so many different genres that you could pick from.
Yes.
You have role playing games. You have MMOs. Did you say MMO already?
No. You got Metrovania, which is like these are unique kind of genres where two games like games that make up their one specific genre, and then another developer follows it up with making the same concept but just different story, different. It's just the same game in a different
same vibe, but just completely like it's unique in its own way.
Yes, and usually those two first games, like, oh, okay, they started this genre. They don't really know what to call it. Yeah, but they combine both of their names. I mean, I've only seen it happen twice with this like Metroidvania and Soulsborne.
Yeah, Soulsborne, Souls likes.
Yeah. And Metroidvania after Metroid and Castlevania, and then Soulsborne after Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah. And so like those are like mixtures of games, and like right now you have a big resurgence of Dark Souls or like Souls-like games. And so like those are more some games get into territories of like mixtures, right? True. So like any Souls games or Souls likes are probably going to be more they're going to be action adventure, but then they're going to be like the difficulty is going to be like a 10.
Yes.
So you got to be prepared for that. So like you also have like strategy puzzle, and then you have strategy games. Strategy games would be anything like you have virtual chess, you have any games that are you have turn by turn, which is technically considered strategy. Yeah. So turn by turn is anything like Pokemon, Paper Mario,
Final Fantasy.
Well, the earlier Final Fantasies. Yeah. Actually, the Yakuza games, the newer ones, those are turn by turn.
There you go.
Which I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. It's a very specific game that I like turn by turn. But like as you can tell, we just listed off like a whole bunch of different.
There's a lot.
And then. So, I mean, you can kind of just choose from whatever one you like. You also have to like kind of dive in to these genres. Like, okay, does a puzzle game sound interesting to you? Sure. But like, don't necessarily think of just like, oh, you're putting puzzle pieces together, because games like Uncharted require like you have to figure out a puzzle, like, and it has puzzle elements in it.
Yes, but the whole game is not like you're going from puzzle to puzzle. But
a lot of games will have puzzle elements where you have to figure out, like, you have to do one thing and then match it with another thing, and then it unlocks a door. Like it's never just like clear cut. And a lot of games will have like a segment in it to slow the pace of the game. Yeah, that's usually what they end up doing it for.
They're fun sometimes. They can get annoying sometimes.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I really find annoying in like those puzzle segments in games now is the antagonist is always talking. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like they repeat themselves because you're taking too long on the puzzle or something?
I wonder what that red button is. Like, no
I hate that so much, bro.
Let me figure it out. Like, I hate when I'm trying to figure out like a puzzle in a game and it's like, you keep repeating it.
It's the red button. You have to press the red button.
There's some clear telltales in games. Like usually it's a giant button or it's like you can tell. Like there's always a visual cue on like what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer to like look around the room to figure out what it is. Portal's I mean they don't do this, but like Portal's a big puzzle game. You would say that's primarily like a puzzle game, puzzle strategy.
I didn't play it much.
Actually, it's not a strategy. Action adventure puzzle.
There you go.
That's what I would classify it as.
The closest thing I played to Portal is probably Splitgate.
Splitgate's fun.
That was that fun, dude.
But I mean, would you say Splitgate? Would you suggest Splitgate for beginners?
Yes, I would, because it's a combination of Halo, Portal. It's just an arena shooter with Portal elements, which makes it extremely fun. Minus the SBMM.
Yeah, they just added that.
Yeah,
skill-based matchmaking for those of you new gamers who don't know what that is. But basically, skill-based matchmaking is the better you do, it matches you with people who are around that skill level, and the worse you do, it'll match you with people who are to that skill level of like lower capabilities,
which makes it better for you if you're a beginner, because you're not going against all these tryhards and sweats. So you have
what is a sweat? What is a sweat?
Like exactly, sweating in a video game. Why would you sweat on a video game? It's like people are so competitive that they're sweating over a video game.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's a big term. Like it's like, bro, this lobby is so sweaty right now. Like it's like people are just trying super hard.
Exactly. So if you're a new gamer, SBMM is probably really good for you.
Yeah, because
you won't have to deal with these sweats, tryhards. But be advised, once you get good, it is
a lot more challenging.
Yes,
and in a way, it's kind of not as fun anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, whereas like in some games, like games before SBMM was never much of a thing, and so you kind of just had to get good. And eventually, when you got good, you were just in a lobby where you had just like a whole bunch of noobs, and you were just dominating. as you pub stomping. Yep.
Yeah.
You literally went to like an Irish pub and you would stomp around. That's what it is. But yeah, I think knowing your genre is very important. Then it kind of gives you like a window or a general spectrum of what you will like. Just like if you don't like horror movies, you're not going to watch horror movies. So you got to know, you got to know yourself a little bit. So now we can kind of go into like how you can recommend, or how we can recommend certain games to beginners based on like other games, right? So we won't, because there's so many genres that you kind of have to be like, okay, let's a typical beginner is usually getting into like an action adventure. That's what I would say.
I would say, yeah, true. I mean, we both said, our first kind of main road was action adventure.
Yeah. I would also suggest like platformers. Platformers are a nice little
Mario.
Mario's like an easy game.
Dude, Mario, that's definitely probably top one.
Yeah, but sometimes like Mario's not your jam, right?
True.
Yeah, you gotta figure out what your jam is. So I made some recommendations to Victoria. She was playing Stardew Valley.
Yes.
Which is it's a action adventure. It believe it or not, it's considered an action adventure.
I would see. Sorry.
You bored? That was a big yawn, dude.
Why you gotta assume I'm bored?
I don't know.
No, but I would feel like it's action adventure / sandbox. No, it's not sandbox. Would it?
It technically is an open world, but it's in a pixel art style.
Yeah. But yeah, action adventure. I mean, I haven't played it, so you probably She probably knows. Definitely has more knowledge than I do.
It's an action adventure farming sim.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's basically what it is.
Yeah.
If you like farming, or if you like growing your own crops and stuff like that, then that's your jam.
There's a lot of games for that too.
Yeah. They actually have like a farming simulator game. Like you're a farmer.
Bro, that's mad popular.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised that a lot of people play that game.
Yeah. Well, you know, people play a lot of Sims.
Yeah.
They play what's the washing one? Power washing simulator.
Yes.
That will
apparently it's relaxing.
Bro, I could watch that for hours.
Really?
I highly implore all of you guys to look up like some videos of power washing simulator.
Yeah.
People playing it, dude, it's so relaxing. It's just so, it's like, yeah, oh, dude, you missed a spot. Like you would never think that it's like an interesting game, but it's really, really, and honestly, I wanted to play it.
It's satisfying.
Yeah, you can do like co-op on it too. No, you can.
Really?
Yeah, you can do co-op.
Like, you can do the podcast doing that.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
So like honestly, like if you have a significant other or your partner, you want to do like a specific date night. I mean, it's a cheesy little date night, but you can do like you can just do a co-op. You're cleaning stuff. It's super relaxing. Nothing stressful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like what other games like that, like just so satisfying. Captain Toad.
I never played that.
Captain Toad. I mean, it's a lot more than just power washing the house and
yeah.
But Captain Toad is more about like reaching a certain point, and it's like it's a big cube or big cube world, and you just turn it around, you move your little toad around and find you go through the nooks and crannies of the world just to get to that point, and it's like almost solving a Rubik's cube. Yeah, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. But it's really fun, and it's just stages. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Journey? Yeah. It's an indie game. Yeah. What about, I think it's Flower? Keep talking really quick. I want to double check.
Yeah, there's Journey, and then there's also a new game that I've been wanting to try lately. It's called After Us. So you play as Gaia, you know, like nature, and nature impersonated into this. And every time you in a destroyed world, and every time you step,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Every
time you step, it's like you see the little plants kind of growing behind you. Yeah, it's really cool. But games like Journey, they're like really relaxing and heavily like puzzle based, I think.
Yeah. I never played Journey, but I do know somebody that played it and they loved it. It's very casual. Yeah. Flower is a game, and I remember that correctly. I'm pretty sure I don't know the premise of it. But I looked it up. It is it's single player, obviously.
Flower, like
it's called
plant.
Like, yep, it's called Flower. Let me find the premise really quick. So
is
Flower,
this an old game?
Yeah, it was like PS3 era, maybe PS4. So Flower is divided up to 6 main levels. It's represented by a flower in a pot on a city apartment windowsill, and upon selecting one, the player is taken to the dream of that flower. Once inside the level, the player controls the wind as it blows a single flower petal through the air. Super relaxing. You're just a flower.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Also, I've been playing, I don't know if I told you, but
I don't know.
2 days ago, I bought a game called Cozy Grove.
Cozy Grove.
Yeah. And it's kind of like Animal Crossing for lazy people. Because it's so simple. You're just like going around in a haunted, quote unquote, haunted island filled with bear souls. And you're just basically doing errands for them. Yeah. And it's just go here, go there, and it's so relaxing.
Dude, you know a new genre that's coming up. You said it already, but you know a new genre that's coming up. Like it's becoming a genre in games.
Which one?
It was never a genre.
Shooters?
No. Well, that is one.
Yeah.
But cozy games.
Oh yeah.
Cozy games. It's never a genre before, but it's becoming like an actual like big genre. Like it's becoming one. So if you're into like those cozy games, Animal Crossing is 100% that. But
I feel they started it.
Oh, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley,
and the reason why I feel like actually Stardew Valley too, but like Animal Crossing to me was like the staple in cozy games. Yeah, because if you remember in 2020, it was lockdown and Animal Crossing came out, and a lot of people started discovering games and getting into games.
Yeah.
Again, beginners, you know, that just started the games, and their first game was, hey, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And boom.
Yeah. And then people were like, well, what other games are like Animal Crossing? So if you're looking for another game that's like I know we've kind of like said this over and over again, but Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, if you're really into those two games, which are action adventure, role playing, farming. One of them is a farming sim.
Just chill ass games. That's what I call them.
Dave the Diver. I've said this on like a couple podcasts. I want to buy
that so bad.
But Dave the Diver is 100% like, it's a cozy game. It's an action adventure. You can easily play one of those that game. But maybe you're on the side of like you're a little bit more of a gore. Maybe you're a little bit more like action.
Doom.
Like, so that's a first person shooter.
Yes.
But it's not like your typical Call of Duty first person shooter. This is like a single player first person shooter game.
And you go through basically different levels. And you're this Doomslayer,
Demon Slayer guy, basically, yeah.
And you just shoot up some demons. Like, you're in hell, then sometimes you're at Mars, and hell is in Mars, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. And the first one, because I know the first one specifically.
If you want to feel like a badass, definitely play some Doom. If you're into FPS as well.
And a suggestion for any I think any game besides Dark Souls games can be for beginners.
Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring, I feel like
it's still hard. It was hard for us.
It's a beginner game for the Soulsborne genre.
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
But I would suggest like any game that you start that's a single player FPS or just a single player action or adventure that you have the option to choose the difficulty on.
Yeah.
Just start with easy.
Yes.
Like, you want something, like, you just want to be casual about it. Yeah. I don't think I could ever play a game on easy difficulty, just because I feel like it's just like there's nothing for me. Like,
there's no reward.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, normal is like the staple. Like, if I'm just trying to like play casually, normal,
chilling.
Sometimes I'll play it on hard for the extra challenge. Remember, give me God of War on the first God. Never again.
I know.
Never again.
The second one I played on just normal.
Second one I played on, I think, above normal.
Okay.
Because I normal was too easy.
See, to me, God of War is just their health bar is just more, and then they deal a lot more damage. So
yeah. What would you classify God of War as? Like, what genre?
Action adventure, and definitely I don't care what you like. If you're a beginner, that would be my top suggestion.
You know what
I don't know, but anyways, try out God of War.
You know, if I could give any recommendation, if I could give one recommendation,
yeah,
for a beginner on a game that they would probably like, I would say, you know what game I would say?
What genre is it?
Action adventure.
Assassin's Creed.
No, it's a single player.
Uncharted.
No.
Okay, what is it?
Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey is it's a very casual game. It's not super difficult, and you can basically you're playing as Mario, who has this hat, this talking hat that you can throw around, and it could literally take control or possess another, like a Goomba, or
is it called Hattie?
Yeah, I think it's called Hattie.
I don't know.
But you have different levels, and it's very similar to Mario Sunshine. Although I'll say a Mario Sunshine a lot more difficult than Mario Odyssey. Yeah, Mario Odyssey is extremely casual. Like they they simplified it and made it way easier for the casual player.
You're up for a visual treat too. I mean, the worlds are so cool.
Oh, they're super pretty, colorful, everything like that. So it's an action adventure game. If you like, it's not similar in the sense of like what you're doing in Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, but it is an action adventure game, and so I do think a lot of people would like that game.
Yes.
If you could give one game recommendation, like for somebody who's just starting to get into games, and it could be any console, what game would you suggest? Or do you need a little bit more time for that?
For one game.
Like mine was Mario Odyssey. I would suggest Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey. I might have to come back on this. I mean,
okay, we'll come back.
Okay.
Come back. But that's like, in general, like when you're playing games or you're trying different games, or like you're trying to figure out your genre, or even if you're taking some of our recommendations, you kind of have to, especially when you're getting into something new, like a hobby that's new, and in this case, games, you have to be willing to try games that are outside of your normal, or try things that are outside of your normal genre to see if you like it.
Right.
Because
especially if you want to get into it.
Right. Because like,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
if you're not a big MMO person, but it kind of looks interesting to you, there's no way you're going to know if you like it or not until you play it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And then the nice thing
What?
about play.
Sorry, we gotta roll back
I
to
knew you
that.
was gonna say
We
something.
have to roll back. ADHD, bro. What in tarnations? What on God's green earth was that?
Clearing out my throat.
You creamed with your throat?
Clearing out my throat. No, but first of all, I think Ratchet and Clank would be.
That would be the game that you'd recommend?
Yeah.
Which one?
See, I started playing Ratchet and Clank on the PS4, but
Cracking time. Cracking time.
No, it's just a reboot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Rift Apart.
Rift
Because
Apart.
out of the two that I played, Rift Apart was so good.
It's pretty advanced though, I have to say.
What?
The button controls.
It's okay. It's not that bad.
If you're a beginner, you're gonna die a lot in that. I think
you will get it. You will get it.
Yes, they will, but it depends on how like your skill cap is, like, or how well you can acclimate yourself to a certain like game. Bro, controller, like using a controller is not the most intuitive thing for a lot of people. It's very difficult for people to use a controller, like a PS5 controller, Xbox controller.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
It's not easy.
Thought about this.
Like for you and I, it's like a no brainer.
I would say maybe even a racing game.
Racing, yeah, but yeah. I'm just asking the question. Do you think gender applies to like the type of game that you'll like?
No.
Like, do you think a lot of women would typically like racing games? I'm genuinely asking.
If they're into racing, yeah.
But would you say men or would be more likely to play a racing game than women? I'm genuinely asking. I'm not asking.
Yeah,
for, like,
I know. I mean,
like that, but
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so, but I know I can be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, people like all spectrums of things.
Yeah.
But then along that same topic, I'll ask you, like, do you think women would more like men, or women would like more of fighting games? Who would like fighting games more, men or women?
I guess I want to say men, but at the same time, women in gaming is on the rise. Bro.
No, it is.
And it has always been, but I feel like there's way more now.
And I'm happy about that because I feel like, at least for guys, right? It's like when you're in high school, you're thinking like people are like, oh, you play games, you're a nerd. Like, and like usually like a girl doesn't want to be associated with a guy who's playing games. But now that more women are getting into it and they're like, oh, this is actually fun.
Yes.
They're starting to see the appeal, which is cool because now
it's the norm now.
Yeah, and now a lot more people are like, you can relate to people a lot more.
All my nieces are into gaming.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
All my nieces are into gaming.
What are they playing though? What are they playing? That's the real question.
Minecraft.
Nope.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay.
I can tell you right now. My one nephew is really big into. They're pretty big into Roblox, of course.
Of course, that's like the biggest.
Fortnite, of course. I got one playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Animal Crossing, yes, stuff like that.
Wow, I didn't. How old is he? That's your nephew that's playing Hogwarts.
No, that's my older niece.
Oh well,
so she's I think 16.
Oh, okay. I was thinking she was like
16. I think 15 or 16.
I was thinking she was like 10 or like 8 playing this.
Those are. I got probably nephews from like anywhere from 9 to 17. She's like 1, but then I got like 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Those are the ones playing like Luigi's Mansion 3, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Minecraft, Fortnite.
They're the ones
Roblox.
playing like the Switch.
Yeah.
Still
big on the Switch.
Yeah. Because I mean, not to say like the consoles are.
I mean, I started on Nintendo.
I started on PS1.
That's crazy.
PlayStation 1 was my first console.
And now, I would say Nintendo, I feel like it's more beginner friendly than.
Yeah,
than PlayStation or Xbox.
I would agree with you. They typically make games that are more kid friendly.
Kid friendly, but they're fun. I mean, kid friendly doesn't mean that a beginner doesn't have to play, or even an experienced gamer. Yeah. I just find it fun to go back to, sit back and relax and enjoy a relatively easy game.
One game that I think I had said, like, which gender do you think?
Yeah, what's up with you and genders today?
I don't know, dude. I think it's your pink headphones.
It is.
And your pink bow and your non-existent hair.
Damn.
I called him out like that. But like, I was thinking about it. I had said racing, like, who would be more into like racing games? But there's one racing game. It doesn't matter who you are. Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a universal game that everybody likes. Because I guess like in my mind, I immediately think of like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, like those types of games.
Dude, that's a good beginner game. I want to switch it up from Ratchet and Clank to Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart is such a fun game. You know what? I would go even simpler than that. What? And so if you guys keep track of like a theme here, a lot of like easy games to get into are Nintendo games. They're just very easy. I think it's a good start for a lot of people who are just starting to get in. And if you want to get into like the bigger games, obviously then that's when you have to go to like PS3, not PS3, but PC, Xbox.
And by bigger we mean like it's requires more software or
performance.
Yeah.
Another game I would go even above Mario Kart. It's another Nintendo game. This is quiz time. I'll give you a hint. It's a board game.
Oh, Mario Party.
Mario Party. There we go. That was quick. You're good.
What do you mean that's good? I mean, everybody knows Mario Party.
Not everybody knows Mario Party. But like, honestly, I like the older ones on GameCube. Mario Party, like Mario Party 8, good. 6, 7. When you start getting to like the newer ones, it's getting a little too like hand-holdy, or like it's too friendly competition.
It is. Because I feel like, okay, Nintendo started with kids.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. But who were the kids?
Us.
And now we're not kids no more.
Yeah.
So they think, kids, they want, like, it's supposed to be easy for them.
Yeah.
And obviously they're trying to appeal to kids.
Right.
But it wasn't as spoon-fed as it is now. Yeah,
I can't remember which Mario Party it was. We're on which one? How many Mario Parties are there?
I think I'm at 8.
There's 8. No.
I'm at 8. I stopped at 8, I think.
Well, which one is it now? It's Mario Party 10? No, it has to be more than 10.
I'll check it up right now.
Well, like there's a specific Mario Party that I'm thinking
Mario
of.
Party 8, 9, Superstar.
Uh-huh.
No, wait. Mario Party 9 was on the Wii.
Okay.
Mario Party 10.
Maybe that's the one. It's either Mario Party.
Was from the Wii U.
I'm thinking 10. There's one where you're literally hopping around the board, the map, in the same like cart. Like you're in like a train cart or like a mine cart, and you're all 4 people who are playing the game, or 2 people who are playing the game, all hopping around in the same cart. Like the whole point of Mario Party, in my opinion, is supposed to be like you are playing by yourself against everybody else, not together. It's weird. Unless you're like doing like versus, which you can do in Mario Party.
Yeah, sometimes it's 1 player against 3 other players.
Yeah, but that's when you do mini games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mario Party is a fun game. It's a good party game to like, you have family over, you have friends over. It's a great game to get people into.
It's not like you have to pay attention at all times. It's literally a turn-based kind of game.
Yeah. But that's kind of like, so we gave a lot of examples, and that's kind of like what we're talking about here is like, you have to be willing to try different games, because you may not be into like racing games like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, Forza, Motorsports, but Mario Kart is a racing game, and you'd be interested in that. I have yet to meet somebody who's, no, I don't like Mario Kart.
Facts.
I'm sure there are some people that don't like it, but like it's such a likable game.
It's rare.
Yeah. So like you gotta like sometimes you gotta find other games that may pique your interest. If Doom Eternal or Doom is too like dark and punishing,
it is.
then maybe you could find like another FPS that is a little bit more casual. Like you would say like Far Cry, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say Far Cry because at first it's not multiplayer, so you won't have to deal with any sweats or tryhards, and it's open world and it's also like sandboxy in a way that, like, for example, if you play Far Cry 6, it's almost like you're kicking back and relaxing on the island. Like you could ride horses, you know, like it's not only about FPS, right? But you could ride horse, drive cars around. So it's like all in one kind of, and shoot enemies and do these type of missions where you could upgrade your equipment, but it's not too complicated where it's like RPG type deal. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a good way to Far Cry games is a good way to enter into different genres. You know what I mean? Like if you're more into a car part of the game, I like to discover more racing games, right? If you're more into, like, you could fish also in Far Cry. Hey, there's also fishing games out there and stuff like that, you know? It just offers a lot in just one game, in my opinion. And also, I feel like a game like that too would be GTA.
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. Because
I wouldn't say those are like all that difficult. But you have to like that type of genre. Yeah,
but and they serve as like a gateway. That's crazy. They're gateway games.
Yeah. Would you consider that a sandbox? Huh? Would you consider that GTA a sandbox?
Yes.
Okay.
I would consider it a sandbox. I mean, anywhere, any game that I can do more than one thing, I see it as a sandbox. Because in the open world, like for example, if you take Horizon, that's open world, but you could just kill machines and that's about it. Everything revolves around that. But GTA, you can go and get into a car scene. You can get into the crime scene. You can get into a beach scene.
Although I will say GTA is predominantly crime. The crime scene.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, with crime, I mean, there's so much you can do.
Crime?
I mean, crime is not just shooting up people. No, it's also selling drugs. I mean, who knows? Maybe you could sell drugs in real life.
I do.
After that, playing that game.
It teaches you a little bit of how to be a drug dealer, ever so slightly.
But yeah, I would say Far Cry, even Titanfall 2. I love this game. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is basically.
You talked about this game in the last podcast.
I don't care.
Titanfall 2's garbage.
I don't.
You're like, don't.
I love Titanfall 2, but it's easy. It's a short game too. If you play the story mode, I highly suggest that you play the story mode. Yeah. And if you're into shooters and like that, like Mecha Warrior type deal with like machines, the whole point of Titanfall is that you're as a soldier or pilot, you have a big robot called Titan that you can go into.
Is this just another word for like a? Never mind. Anyway, keep going. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an AI mech that you can get into. The robot actually has
like a mech suit.
Yeah, the robot has its own AI, so it can kind of think and do whatever
while you're not in it.
Yeah.
So, but it's so cool and then when you go in it, it shows this cool ass animations. Anyways, it's a cool game and it's pretty easy to get on board with.
Yeah, you know, like another genre like that I would suggest people trying is and that's on the rise, and we've been seeing a lot more of this. I would say survival games. Like some of them are a little harder than others, so I would say kind of like be a little careful with some of them. Like Green Hell. Have you heard of that one?
I've seen it.
That one, like you get leeches, you can like get infected by the water. Like that one's like goes way that's too insane. Hard. Like it's like that one I wouldn't suggest, but like Subnautica.
Yeah,
Subnautica's a very like super chill. You literally just like
you again, get to build bases and stuff like that.
Almost another farm sim. So like if you like Stardew Valley and that Animal Crossing, that genre, you could like Subnautica. Yep. And that's kind of what we're saying with this point here is like there's so many games out there.
No Man's Sky.
There's so many different combinations of games that apply like one genre that never was thought to be put together to another genre. And you might like it. That's the thing. But I would suggest like if do a lot of research, watch a lot of gameplay before you buy, because games are expensive. So I wouldn't just say like go out and buy every game that you want to try, because that can get very expensive over time.
Yeah, I agree. Especially now, $70 per game.
Yeah,
but
that depends on the platform you're buying for. You know what I mean?
I mean, Nintendo Switch I think Tears of a Kingdom was the first $70 game, right?
That's true. Yeah. What if you could recommend a console for beginner that's not the Switch?
What?
Well,
I would say the PlayStation then.
Okay. Why?
Because it has more diverse exclusives.
And it does have like kid-friendly, casual gamer type of games.
Yeah. Like what?
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
I mean, that's ventured over to Xbox too.
Yeah, but like if we're talking about exclusives, then I mean, I'd have to think about Ratchet and Clank would be like a Spider-Man. It's not super challenging.
Oh, dude, Spider-Man, that's a good beginner game.
I mean, if you're into superhero action adventure.
Yeah. I mean,
there's so many genres, dude.
There is.
I love
mean,
games.
if we're going strictly by that, then
I love games, dude.
Me too.
There's so many games. I would say PlayStation primarily, just because I am kind of a PlayStation fanboy.
Biased, dude.
I am a little biased. I would have like said Xbox, but like the thing with Xbox is the amount of exclusives it has. Like this is what I'll say.
Yeah, but a beginner game.
It doesn't matter.
We're beginner be considering that though.
No, but this is what I'll say. Okay. Right? It doesn't matter which platform you play on. Xbox or PlayStation, especially now that Xbox is trying to bring games over to other platforms like PlayStation. Honestly, you kind of just have to go with like a cost-effective one that makes sense to you. Like an Xbox Series S would be a cheap route for you to go. The Nintendo Switch Lite is a good alternative, but you have to consider like the trade-offs for it.
It's strictly portable.
Exactly. Like with the Nintendo Switch regular and OLED, you can actually dock it and you can connect it to your TV. Whereas the Nintendo Switch Lite, you don't really have that capability. Like it's only handheld.
Yes.
Which, we talked about this separately in another podcast episode, but I had to ask the question, Nintendo Switch could be either docked or played portable, right? Like mobile games on your phone are technically considered
portable
games. Like those are the or mobile games, or they're handheld games. Those are considered handheld. Yeah. Well, there's a difference between mobile games, portable versus like handheld, right? But like, what do you primarily? How do you play your Switch? Primarily, handheld. I play mine handheld.
It just feels cool.
Yeah, my girlfriend plays it handheld. So. My
cousin strictly on TV cannot do handheld.
I don't know, dude. Like I tried playing it on the TV and it's just, I don't know. I kind of like playing it I do like the bigger screen, but I feel like the games it doesn't feel right playing it on the TV.
Zelda?
Yeah.
Better on the TV.
Oh, 100%.
In my opinion.
For the frame rate and colors and everything like that. Yeah. But like, I think, and this is way off topic, but like when you're playing, like if I'm thinking about the GameCube, if I'm thinking about the Nintendo Wii, the Wii U, all TV.
Yes.
But when I think about the Switch, like 90% handheld, 10% TV.
True. Why? It's just a cool aspect of it.
It is. I don't understand. Like, I mean, they drive the handheld. Look, I personally, I like playing my PlayStation on the TV. Like, I like using the TV. It's bigger. I like bigger.
I know you do.
Bigger's always better, bro. No, I like bigger. Like it's just more screen. Like you can see more on the TV. I don't know. It's just better. But then you play on the Switch, it's this tiny ass screen, and then you get to. But it's just so good.
It is.
It's one of the best like handheld.
And then you can just dock it, and boom,
dock it, slap it on there.
Nintendo's the best beginner console.
Yeah,
for sure.
I will. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, if you're trying to get into something else, other games. You're eventually gonna have to migrate to PlayStation or Xbox or even PC if you're daring. Yeah. Just because the Nintendo Switch is lacking in performance, especially now the console is how old? It's like almost 10 years old, right?
Probably, but I don't feel anything else is needed, unless then performance upgrade.
Bro, Mortal Kombat.
Stop. No.
Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo Switch. Hot garbage.
It is.
It literally looks like a PS1 game running on the Switch.
I mean, it don't look that bad.
Bro, stop. Stop.
No, but it's true. I mean, it's not. They're trying to incorporate like other, games, like bigger games into the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's a good idea just because of the performance.
Yeah. The Witcher they got running on the Switch.
Yeah.
They got
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts.
Too. I don't know how that's doing.
Bro, like, it's just like, okay, Nintendo's coming out with a new console. It's rumored. It hasn't been
Switch 2.
Switch 2. It's not official yet. But, and this is a little side tangent. This is like, so pay attention to this, guys, for ladies and gentlemen. But if you are a beginner and you're thinking about getting into games, my suggestion would be hold off for a little bit longer, because 2025 allegedly is the release window for the Switch 2, or end of 2024, 2025.
And it has to be backwards. If it hits the Switch 2,
I would be pissed. I would be pissed if it wasn't.
Same. I mean, Switch 2.
You're right. But like, this is my question, right? If it is backwards compatible and they're trying to make it powerful, more powerful than the current one, right? How do you like the game cartridges are part of the problem. Like they're so small. Like you can only have so much storage on that game cartridge.
Right.
So how do you go to a Switch 2 while it's also backwards compatible, but moving from cartridge to something else? Are the cartridges
kind of like the 3DS? You know,
you have 2 slots?
Yeah, it's like there's the Nintendo DS, and then the bottom, I think you have like Game Boy.
It's Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
You can do Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You know, bro, we didn't talk about any like Pokemon. Like,
I mean, I ain't that big into Pokemon.
I love
it's
the earlier
fun.
Pokemon.
It's fun. Pokemon games are fun.
They are like a really nice game to play.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about you, Pedro.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking.
What am I thinking?
You're thinking of a random ass phrase, and then lead it with, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen." That's what you're doing, right?
No.
Okay.
But I can tell you when to end the podcast. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the LeisureHub Podcast. This has been recommending games for newcomers or new gamers.
You didn't get me that time.
I technically just did.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
I kept my guard up since like 20 minutes ago.
I was actually thinking about how to end it, not necessarily like doing like what I was doing.
No,
I wasn't.
I got you, bro. I got you.
No. Not this time. Not this time. This time because I was like, I do it too often, so I got to switch it up a little bit. I do it too often. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have been your hosts, Justin
and Pedro.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I said like that like 90 times.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Tuning in.
Make sure you check out our Instagram. Like I said, in every episode, Mondays, the audio portion goes up on Apple Music, Spotify, and then on Thursdays, we have the video portion up. Our beautiful faces aren't on there yet, but we're making our way. Keep your eyes open, your ears peeled for the latest guest that is appearing on our LeisureHub podcast. It's going to be a tasty one.
Tasty.
And maybe insightful for some of you.
Fax
machines. I do like those.
I do like those. They're so
like, what the hell?
I do like those.
Yeah. I don't want to say goodbye, but we have to.
Do we?
We do.
Oh, goodbye.
And
how?
Goodbye. It is what it is, bro. It's over.
It is what it is.